Hello? Oh, hi, this is the 911 center. You called me. I've got a now. Yes, hang on. I've got police and ambulance, first responders headed to Emmons Cooley. I need you to tell me what happened. Slow down. What? Did the car needs help? Okay. And so your wife is injured? Yes. Okay. Yes. And there was a car accident? Yes, a pipe or something came through her windshield. A pipe did. Pipe? Okay. All right. And I'm going to connect you to medical information, sir. What's your first name? Todd.
Todd Kendhammer, a 46-year-old man, is the focus of the phone call we're currently engaged in. The tragic and controversial details surrounding Todd Kendhammer, well known to many, are about to unfold. Numerous observations related to the Todd Kendhammer case may be familiar to some, but it only takes one word to encapsulate its essence. On the morning of September 16, 2016, precisely at 8:05 a.m., along a country road in La Crosse County, Wisconsin, Todd Kendhammer experiences a moment of sheer panic. A metal pipe detaches from a passing truck and shatters through the windshield of his Toyota Camry. This unexpected incident leaves his wife of 25 years with severe injuries to her face, head, neck, and back. Immediately following the collision, Todd finds his vehicle in an awkward position along the roadside. Swiftly shifting his vehicle into park, he realizes that his wife, Barbara, is unresponsive. Acting quickly, he exits the car, pulls her onto the ground, and places an urgent call to 911. The initial 911 call from Todd ends abruptly, but he soon receives a call back, bringing us to the present moment in the unfolding events. Todd is on the line, awaiting further guidance.
Todd, okay. And they're going to help her until somebody gets there, okay? Hurry up. You're going to hear a dial tone in the phone ring. Just stay on the phone. Let me talk first when they pick up, okay? Yeah. Communications. Hi, this is Lisa at 911. I've got Todd on the line reference that accident at Cooley in County M. He said a pipe or something came through the windshield and hit his wife. His callback number is the number on the header, 608. So he needs some help with it. Go ahead.
Okay, what are you going to tell me exactly what happened?
It got her, and she's hitting her head in the throat, I think, in the throat or something. She's got blood coming out of her nose and mouth, and it's really big and blue.
How old is she?
46.
Is she awake?
No, I can't get her to her. She talked that first a little bit.
Okay, is she breathing?
No, I don't think so. No.
All right, sir. We do have help on the way. Stand along.
Hold on.
You're in?
Off the road.
Sir, I
I can't off the road.
want you to stay right where you're at, sir.
Hi. I'm going to try to do something with it.
Yep, we're going to...
I'm going to put the phone down.
Can you get her out of the vehicle, sir?
I got her out.
Okay, I want you to lay her flat on the ground.
I got her flat. I know kind of state, but I don't know what to do with this.
Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to tell you how to do chest compressions. Place the heel of your hand on her breastbone, right between her nipples.
I know how to do that.
The other hand is the top.
I know how to do that.
Pump the chest hard and fast. At
He's
least
got blood coming out of his mouth.
That's okay. Go ahead and pump it twice per second and 2 inches deep, okay?
Okay.
Let the chest come up all the way between the pumps.
I'll come back in a minute.
Okay, keep going, sir.
She was breathing out her ear, too.
Okay.
I hit her hard when she whipped around.
Okay.
Holy fuck. Are you hurrying?
They're coming, Todd. Keep on going. The best thing we can do for her right now is to continue with that CPR.
You got her. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Okay.
Hurry up. Hurry up. You're going to be okay, Barb. You're going to be okay, Barb. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay, Barb. You're going to be okay. Hurry up.
First responders are on scene, I know that.
All right, sounds great. Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Bye-bye.
Upon the arrival of first responders at the scene, their immediate focus was on administering first aid to Barbara. Within minutes, an officer arrived equipped with a dash cam set to record the unfolding events. The urgency of the situation prompted swift action from the first responders, as they worked to provide crucial assistance to Barbara. Simultaneously, the dash cam began capturing the details of the incident, ensuring a record of the unfolding events for later examination.
Code in progress.
I did it harder. Was that bad?
No,
Was bad? I know CPR first aid. Come on, Barb. Take it.
take it. Sir, come on over with me, okay? Go out the office. Come with me. Who is this?
My wife.
It's your wife? Okay. What happened? Do you know what happened?
There's
Okay.
a pipe.
Okay. Come up here by the thing.
It's
Okay.
gonna be all right.
I don't know. Okay, let first responders and stay right here. Okay. There's a pipe in the ground.
No, it would come out of that tree off a truck.
Up a truck.
A truck or a trailer or something. I think it was a truck with a flatbed on it.
And the truck just kept going.
I don't know if he fell through it.
I didn't see what. Okay. Were you in the car with her?
I was driving.
Okay. All right. Stay right here. Okay.
Is she all right?
I don't know. Let first responders and everybody deal with them. Okay.
I tried to catch it.
Catch the pipe.
I tried to see it. I hit it. I went to hit it, but the windshield got me.
It came across the windshield.
It came through the windshield.
Okay. Just stay right here.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We gotta hurry.
They're working.
She's not good. She's spitting blood out of her mouth.
They're dealing with her. Okay. They're dealing. Let them deal with it. Okay. His first name is Todd, right?
Yeah, Kendhammer.
Yep. Okay, Todd. Let them do what they can. Okay. You were driving. She was in the passenger
Yes.
seat, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
She.
Okay. Just stay right here with me, okay?
I gotta go with her. She gotta go with her.
Well, if she goes to the hospital, we'll see if you can go with her, okay? Okay? All right. Stay right here, okay? Just stay right here. Where did the pipe go?
I got her out here on the road, and I was so fucking freaked out. I didn't know it was this bad. I turned and she started flopping and flailing, and so I went quick to turn around, and I don't know what happened.
Okay, okay.
I got her out of the car and I seen she bleed out of her mouth, so I started doing CPR.
Where were you guys headed?
Gotta take her to work.
Okay.
And I gotta go pick up a windshield. I gotta put a windshield in the car.
Well,
I was gonna run up to see what there, but we went last thing and it wasn't.
it's okay, tight.
Oh my God, it's like CPR.
Why don't you just lean against here, okay? Just lean. You start. Okay, Todd, listen to me. Through the nose, deep breaths. You're starting to hyperventilate, okay? Through the nose, out the mouth. Slow down. Through the nose, out the mouth. Through the nose, out the mouth. Let them work with her, okay? Through the nose, out the mouth. Slow down. Where were you traveling when this pipe came through the window?
Right here.
You were turning into here?
No, I was coming up the highway.
So you were heading northbound on M and going to turn into here.
Yep. And I just glanced and seen it. I didn't get it in time.
Okay.
I looked up for bullshit and talking, and I looked up to see the vehicle coming.
Okay. The county guy comes here, he'll take over, and then I'm going to go look for that pipe, okay?
I pulled it out of the windshield.
You pulled it out of the windshield?
It's sitting right beside the car.
Todd's narrative takes a progressively bizarre turn, as evident from his behavior upon the police's arrival at the scene. Todd's demeanor was notably erratic, displaying heightened anxiety and slightly impaired communication skills. He repetitively uttered phrases and, at times, hyperventilated, raising suspicions among law enforcement. Upon closer inquiry into the incident, Todd detailed a rather complex sequence of events. According to his account, a blue, green, or possibly black truck with a makeshift flatbed passed them, leading to a pipe falling off and piercing the windshield of their Toyota Camry. In a quick reaction, Todd attempted to punch the pipe, resulting in injuries to his knuckles and a second impact crack on the windshield. He asserted that the pipe struck his wife, causing her to flail her arms and legs before becoming unresponsive. Subsequently, Todd inadvertently put the car in reverse, backing it into a ditch, explaining its awkward position. He then claimed to have removed the pipe from the windshield, placed it on the ground, and initiated CPR while calling 911. After the responders' arrival, Todd's account and the severity of Barbara's injuries led them to decide that on-site treatment was insufficient. Both Todd and Barbara were transported to the local hospital, where, tragically, Barbara succumbed to the injuries sustained during the purported freak accident on September 17, 2016. Law enforcement, harboring suspicions, initiated an in-depth investigation into Todd's claims. Eventually, on December 6, 2016, Todd Kendhammer was charged with the first-degree murder of Barbara Kendhammer. The circumstances surrounding the incident and Todd's account became focal points in a case that would unfold in the coming legal proceedings.
3 months after a West Salem woman died from what was believed to be a freak accident, her own husband is now charged with killing her.
News 8's Madeline O'Neill now joins us in the newsroom with the latest.
Martha and Mike, a homicide charge against 46-year-old Todd Kendhammer has been filed today after an investigation shows he may be lying about how his wife died. Kendhammer and his wife Barbara were allegedly in a car accident in September near the intersection of County Road M and Burgum Cooley Road in the township of Hamilton. Kendhammer told the La Crosse County Sheriff's Department his wife was injured when a pipe fell off a truck and crashed through the windshield of the car he was driving, hitting Barbara in the passenger seat and knocking her unconscious. She died the next day. But after further investigation by the La Crosse County Sheriff's Department, authorities say that story doesn't add up, and they charged Todd Kendhammer with first-degree intentional homicide.
Authorities, in their pursuit of charging Todd, hinged on the initial observations that raised doubts about the veracity of Todd's account. They contended that Barbara's injuries did not align with the narrative of a 53-inch pipe penetrating the windshield. Specific details were highlighted, such as healing abrasions and contusions on both hands, along with irregular torn fingernail margins on 2 fingers. Further raising suspicion, authorities emphasized that the windshield had sustained multiple impacts, contrary to Todd's description of a single event. Additionally, inconsistencies arose regarding Todd's claim that he was en route to pick up a truck for repairs, adding an element of confusion to the overall narrative. These critical observations became integral in the decision to press charges against Todd, as law enforcement sought to unravel the complexities surrounding Barbara's tragic demise and scrutinize the circumstances leading up to the incident.
I was taking her to work if the trap wasn't there. If we couldn't get the trap, I was take her to work, and then I just pick her up after work.
Following the charges, Todd promptly entered a plea of not guilty and found himself in custody awaiting a bail hearing. Initially, prosecutors sought a bail amount of $1 million, but the judge deemed it excessively high, ultimately setting bail at $250,000. Todd wasted no time in posting bail, securing his release. The day following the bail hearing, prosecutors commenced building their case against Todd, while he concurrently sought legal representation for the impending trial. Approximately a year later, on December 5, 2017, the trial of Todd Kendhammer commenced. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the uncertainties surrounding the case escalated, introducing new complexities to an already mixed-up narrative.
Good morning. As I told you before, my name is Tim Grinke and I'm representing the state in this case. Sitting with me at council table is Assistant District Attorney Susan Donsky, as well as Captain John Zimmerman from La Crosse County Sheriff's Department. He will be testifying a number of times throughout the case. And I realize that as I stand here, I have a difficult job. I need to convince you beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant in this case killed his wife of 25 years, Barbara Kendhammer. I understand the burden that I have, and I accept the burden gladly. That's my job, and that's what I do. This is a sensitive case. This is a very serious case. There's going to be a lot of emotion in this case. And I will do my best to treat everybody with dignity and respect as we go through the facts of this case.
As the trial progressed, the prosecution meticulously presented a compelling case against Todd, fortified with substantial evidence that further undermined his claims. They highlighted the inconsistencies uncovered in Todd's narrative, shedding light on the gaps and contradictions in his account. One significant revelation was the prosecution's discovery that the owner of the truck mentioned by Todd was entirely unaware of Todd's plans to visit and pick up the vehicle on that day. This significantly challenged Todd's credibility.
You are Jerry Logging, correct?
Jared Logging.
And do you go by Jerry?
At times, yes.
And do you have a brother Barry?
Yes.
And a brother Terry?
Yes.
Is there another brother?
Yes.
What's his name?
Gary.
Okay. If I get mixed up in this, you let me know.
That's why I'm Jared.
Good.
Had you talked to Mr. Kendhammer about fixing a windshield on that truck in 2016? Do you have two brothers that work at Crown Cork and Seal with Mr. Kendhammer?
Yes.
Are you close to them?
Not really.
Did you talk to them at all about needing a windshield for that truck?
No.
Had you had that windshield in that truck replaced or fixed?
I've had it fixed, yes.
When was that?
That was in 2014 in December. I had, my insurance company took care of it. I had full coverage on the truck. There was a rock chip in it. They fixed it. They had one small rock chip below the wiper that they didn't do, and it's still there.
The prosecution delved deeper into Todd's claims, uncovering conflicting information related to the timeliness surrounding Barbara's work schedule. While Todd acknowledged Barbara's tardiness on the morning in question, he repeatedly emphasized that she was supposed to start work at 8:30 a.m., when, in reality, her workday began at 8 a.m. Furthermore, Todd asserted that Barbara was accustomed to arriving slightly late for work, and that it was not a cause for concern. However, upon interviewing several of Barbara's co-workers, a different picture emerged. According to them, Barbara was known for her exceptional punctuality, consistently arriving on time, if not early. Her punctuality was so reliable that her boss initiated calls slightly after 8 a.m. if she hadn't arrived. This revelation further added to the prosecution's case, challenging Todd's depiction of Barbara's habits and raising questions about the accuracy of his statements.
There were a number of times where you tried to manipulate the police, didn't you?
Explain manipulate.
Well, you were lying about her work schedule, right?
No.
You said a number of times she had to be at work at 8:30. You never said 8.
No.
Even though you knew every other day she worked at 8.
Yes.
Never once mentioned that, did you?
No.
You hoped they wouldn't check it out.
No, I didn't.
Further investigation into Barbara's injuries revealed disturbing details. Barbara was found to have neck injuries consistent with strangulation. Moreover, wounds were discovered across her body, not confined to the head, neck, and back. Even after forensic analysis ruled out CPR-related injuries, evidence suggested that Barbara had likely sustained multiple blows. The investigation uncovered signs of a struggle, including scratch marks on Todd's neck and chest, as well as Todd's DNA found beneath Barbara's fingernails. Todd's explanation for his knuckle injuries, attributed to reacting to the pipe, came under scrutiny. The notion that he could intercept the high-speed pipe seemed unlikely based on various dashcam videos available online. Todd's alternate claim of pushing the pipe from the inside before exiting was also deemed dubious, especially the suggestion of using a fist for such an action. In an attempt to challenge Todd's version of events, the prosecution conducted video-recorded experiments presented in court. These experiments aimed to demonstrate that the pipe would not have traveled or bounced as Todd described. The court was shown that the actual dynamics of the incident, as per Todd's account, were implausible, further undermining the credibility of his narrative. While the likelihood of a pipe flying or bouncing directly into the oncoming vehicle's windshield seems highly improbable, investigators acknowledge certain factors that were impossible to duplicate, potentially influencing the scenario's dynamics. In an effort to shed light on the incident, investigators canvassed the local area, searching for cameras directed towards the road where the accident occurred. One recording was discovered, but upon review, no flatbed trucks were seen passing by around the time of the accident. A glass expert introduced another inconsistency, asserting that the windshield damage appeared consistent with being struck 3 times. Additionally, they suggested that the vehicle must have been parked with the passenger door open based on the distribution of shattered glass inside. Strangely, Barbara, despite the shattered windshield, was found without any glass on her. The prosecution also obtained a statement from a witness who drove past the crime scene at 8:02 or 8:03 a.m. This witness claimed to have seen Todd's Toyota Camry awkwardly parked on the shoulder, as evident in crime scene photos. However, they did not observe either Todd or Barbara in or around the vehicle. Notably, at that time, the witness asserted that the Toyota Camry's windshield was still fully intact.
You don't know how those scratches got on your body?
No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
At Madison, they took samples from underneath Barb's fingernails.
Okay.
So you know that.
Okay.
Those are going to go for analysis.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
And if those come back, and it's just those are skin samples from you, how is that going to be explained? That's what's going to come back.
I don't know. I mean, you tell me this stuff now, and then I try to come up with a scenario, and it's going to sound like I'm just pulling straws out. I don't.
Incident
And I want to solve this as well as you do.
You can.
And I'm telling you.
You can solve this.
I'm telling you. I do not know how everything happened, but I can tell you I did not.
What's going to happen when those samples from underneath her fingernails come back as your skin samples?
How could that be through my shirt? Could it?
You didn't have your shirt on.
Oh, come on, serious? Man, I'm getting a little bit nervous.
I'm telling you. Well, look at that.
Should I have somebody in here to help me, or
I'm just asking how?
Just ask me that. So should I have somebody in here to help me?
That's for you to decide.
I don't think I need anybody.
Then it's your decision. I'm trying to get explanations on this. That's an injury that occurred that you have no explanation for.
Exactly.
And put it all together. You got to look at our.
I know. I understand
the totality of everything that we've uncovered in this.
Yes.
And there's so much far-fetched.
Right.
There's things that are not. That can't happen here. It didn't happen like that. It didn't. All these things we're putting together. We don't have an explanation for that.
And
we've got samples. We're going to have skin samples underneath Barbara's nails. I'd be willing to bet that you.
And could it be?
Because she gave you a hug?
No. Come on, guys. Let's be real. Okay, that's not right for talking about.
I know. We want the truth.
I'm trying to give you the truth. I'm giving you everything I can tell you.
The 3 deep cuts in the back of the head and a broken skull.
From where? From how?
Impact from the back.
I don't get it.
From somebody hitting her with an object, slamming her head against the garage floor.
The injuries on her body are not consistent. Did not happen in the manner in which you are telling us. Pipe, in your explanation, then rolls off, flies to the side, goes all the way to the opposite side of your vehicle, and goes through the windshield. And that's the laws of physics is impossible.
I can show you right here, nothing's impossible anymore.
Where?
This accident right here that we're dealing with.
I'm saying that the accident, that pipe, as it rolls off, is going to roll and drop straight down. It's not going to continue on going that way. It's a flat road. Something happened that you're not telling us.
Okay. I appreciate your time.
You know, the injuries are what they are. They didn't occur as you said them. You're the only one that was there. You're the only one that knows.
I am Barb.
And you know everything. Yeah, Barb, we can't ask Barb. How can we?
We can't.
We can't ask Barb. We can ask you. And you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us. In her memory, you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Someday you're going to. I think you're going to.
In this case, did you reach a conclusion to a reasonable degree of medical certainty about the cause of Barbara Kendhammer's injuries?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the jury what that opinion is?
I think the injuries here are entirely consistent with the accident as was described by Mr. Kendhammer.
Will you explain to the jury why?
I will explain why I think and what I think happened in this. Now, first of all, several things about car accidents. One, the time frame is incredibly compressed. This is all, the amount of, the serious injuries that she sustained in this all happened within 2 to 3 seconds. This is an incredibly rapid process. If you see what happens, you've seen slow-mo videos of crash dummies and stuff to see how it is, but even in your own vehicles, the reaction time you have on things happening is a very short period of time. Pipe's coming towards the windshield. You pick it up somewhere because motion, your brain has wonderful visual receptors where you see something, and if it changes an emotion pattern, it sets off a bit of a warning to you. All of us driving have probably at least had a pebble hit the windshield or something that was a rock. Most of us have had it where we've seen it just a fragment of a second before it hit the windshield, tiny ones, or sometimes you just heard it and reacted a little bit. I have had the displeasure of having a rock about the size of a baseball come from behind a truck and hit right about where I would have been positioned in terms of driving when I was driving with my family one time and on a trip in Wyoming. You could see it, I could see it coming in, but I'll tell you, you didn't pick that up until just before it comes and hits, because everything's moving at high speed. Your instantaneous reaction to that is to try and get out of the way of that or to block it. You do one of the two things, and most people, the normal reaction is to duck. You're going to see that, and I ducked. When this happened, I was like this. My kids all laughed. They saw it hit. It put a hole about this big in the windshield, but it didn't come through. So glass splattered a little bit. But I ducked. I actually hit the steering wheel with my forehead. I'm wearing a seatbelt, because if you don't brake, your seatbelt doesn't just stop you right away from moving forward. That was my reaction to it. If you see something like this coming at you, your natural reaction is to try and duck. The other thing you do is you tense. Your body is very tense when this happens. If you see a flight or danger, everything is tense acutely. This is why in a lot of accidents in the past, when people were drunk driving, that was the person who didn't seem to get hurt. You've certainly seen that in the news and other stuff, because they're relaxed. They're not in a position where everything is tense, so some of the absorption of the energy happens naturally when people are relaxed. But you see something coming at the windshield. Now, he tries to hit the windshield. The windshield has a dent going outward, so he obviously had to have hit the windshield to make a dent go outward. That's a reaction. You're trying to do something. What's going to happen with your left hand when that occurs? If you ever reached across to just get something in the car, you're going to pull the wheel. So you're going to have a little of this action happening in the car when this happens. It's going to go side to side and sway a little bit. That's his side of the car. Her side, she sees this coming. She ducks. That's the only thing she can really effectively do is try and duck. Now she's holding a large coffee mug.
Can I stop you right there?
That's the I saw a picture of it. I didn't see the mug before, but yes, a large coffee mug, a rigid coffee mug. She's holding this. Maybe had just taken a sip of coffee. Now sees this. She goes to duck, gets as low as she can forward. Pipe comes in. First blow, the long laceration is the pipe. Now the pipe, when Hollywood puts a pipe through a windshield, it goes right through you. Okay, pins you to the seat. Depends if it's Quentin Tarantino, then it goes to your forehead, but Hollywood has the pipe always go through you. Stuff comes in, it moves. In this case, it doesn't have to go through you to do damage to you. It comes in right next to her, bam, she's right next to her, she's going in, she's heading into it, side of the pipe. That's the blow that created the bleed in the brain and knocked her unconscious right at that moment.
Doctor, may I interrupt you?
Yes.
The jury has seen this photograph before.
That's the bigger of the two. And this is a fairly typical thing you see in. Your scalp has 7 layers from the top of your skin down to the bone. And some of them are fascial layers, and that's what you're seeing underneath. But when you crush, when you smash down on something, if you slice through it, if you have something sharp, it's a clean cut, and you will just see scalp and both edges. When you smash down, it has to separate the skin, so it tears it apart, and the tears are often irregular, like you're seeing there. You will have little bands that will connect. It sometimes almost looks stellate, like you can have parallel cuts even sometimes with them, depending on how it hit. But it will have that kind of almost a shredded sort of a look, because it tears it apart rather than cuts it. It's from an impact force. So this blow smacked on the head. Now she's tense, she's tightened up, she's going forward as hard as she can to try and avoid this. This pipe whaps her, okay? Natural reaction of a blow anywhere here is going to knock you down. It's going to knock her down right into this if this is sitting on her lap. This has busted off right in here. This, if you've gotten it right here on your neck coming up in a hard blow that you're unconscious have been snapped down to it, can now break your hyoid bone, create all these injuries on the anterior neck and crush the anterior airway here. And in addition, what does that do? Now as you've done that, you've hyperextended the neck from this, which will do the compression injuries right down the lower spine where she had some compression spots. So that's 3 injuries right there, all in that first half second or 3/4 of a second. Bam, bam, bam. Now as she does this, she's unconscious. Now you've got an unconscious person in a car that has likely got a swerve or two in it right at that point. Because again, you punch the windshield, you're going to turn that left hand a bit on the wheel, and you're going to swerve. Now you have an unconscious person that does this, okay, for a second or two. Again, this is all in this first 2 seconds. Now that pipe, if I've turned, I can come back and I can hit it on an angle, so I can have the second cut be at a 90-degree angle to the first one. This is a smaller cut, less force. And that's likely to be the case. She's not forcing it into it. The pipe is now sitting there and not coming in with impact force. Smaller cut, smaller force. Makes sense in terms of this. Now she's flopped around and fallen down and can be starting to seize, from what I understand he's looking at. Certainly been a possibility that she's doing some seizure activity with this at this point because of the brain damage. Seizure activity can throw her into stuff as well a little bit, because that's a forceful action happening here below the neck. Her head's not necessarily doing anything with it, but if the body jerks, her head's going to move a little bit with it. So it's possible she's getting some further injuries or bangs that occur. Then you pull off the road and you try and take her out of the car. There is nothing harder to move than a human body that is unconscious.
In a fervent attempt to counter the prosecution's compelling case, Todd Kendhammer's defense spared no effort. They presented a robust defense strategy incorporating numerous expert testimonies, scientific analyses, character witnesses, and emphasized Todd's seemingly impeccable criminal record and nearly flawless relationship with his late wife, Barbara. Every piece of evidence against Todd was vigorously challenged, with the defense consistently arguing that the incident was a tragic freak accident. Both Todd's direct family and Barbara's family staunchly supported him throughout the trial, steadfastly maintaining his innocence. Despite their collective efforts, Todd Kendhammer was found guilty of first-degree murder on December 14, 2017. He received a life sentence, with eligibility for parole after serving 30 years. Undeterred by the conviction, Todd continued his legal battle. He enlisted the representation of attorney Jerry Booting, a familiar figure known for his involvement in the high-profile case of Stephen Avery, as depicted in the Netflix documentary, Making a Murderer. In August 2021, Todd and Jerry returned to court for an evidentiary hearing, aiming for exoneration or a new trial. Subsequently, they filed for an extension to continue working on the case, suggesting that the saga of Todd Kendhammer is far from concluded. The ongoing legal proceedings indicate that the case may continue to unfold, leaving room for further developments and potential re-examination of the evidence.
I think the injuries here are entirely consistent with the accident as was described by Mr. Kendhammer.